Hello, Professor Renee here. Um, I I know that you guys have dosage calculations coming up, so I wanted to just take a second to just go over some questions from ATI, so that way we can just kind of like go over them, do some practice questions, to hopefully help you be prepared for your dosage calc exam coming up. Um, Nothing formal, just a few questions that I have planned, and we'll just go over them and just kind of discuss the answer, and how to get the answer. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll read the questions and then I'll give you like a minute or two to just kind of like, dissolve it and just see, plug in your numbers, and then I'll give the correct answer, and then we'll, with the explanations, we'll go over how to get the proper answer, if that makes sense. But yeah, so grab a pen, grab some papers, and let's do some dosage calc. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see my ATI page. All right, so I hope you are seeing my screen here. So I am going to do this so that way your eyes can be specifically on the questions itself. Okay, so number one, a nurse is preparing to administer clindamycin 300 milligram by intermittent IV bolus every 8 hours. Available is clindamycin injection 300 milligram in a 0.9% sodium chloride, 50 ml to infuse over 45 minutes. The nurse should set the IV pump to deliver how many ml per hour? You're going to be rounding your answer to the nearest whole number. So I'm going to give you a minute or two to just kind of like break down the question, plug in whatever numbers that you need, and then we'll go over it. Look at what is available and what are you trying to administer and how long you're trying to administer that medication. So take a second, look over it, and then we'll do it together. All right. So if your answer was 67, you are correct, because remember we were rounding to the whole number. So how did you get 67? Our question asked us to we're administering 50 ml over 45 minutes. So you're going to do 50 divided by 45 minutes, and then 50 over 45 minutes, and then you're going to the next equation, which is going to be your converting minutes into hour, and 60 minutes equals 1 hour. So once you plug in all those numbers, you're going to multiply across, and then you're going to divide. Eventually you got 66.666, and then you're going to round that to the whole number, which is going to be 67. All right, next question. A nurse is preparing to administer zero point 0.9 sodium chloride, um, 50 ml IV to infuse over 2 hours. The drop factor of the manual IV tubing is 10 GTT per ml. The nurse should set the manual IV infusion to deliver how many GTT per minute? And you're going to be rounding to the whole number. Take a second, look over it, and then we'll do it together. take a second and look over it. Okay, so what is your drop factor, right? So it is 10 GTT over 1 ml. So that you're going to start your equation with that. So 10 GTT over 1 ml times what is it that you are trying to administer, right? So a nurse is preparing to administer 500 ml IV over 2 hours. So next, ml, so you're going to put the 500 ml over the 2 hours. So it's not asking you GTT per hour, it's asking you GTT for a minute. So now you're going to convert the hour into minutes. And then, so that's going to be 1 hour over 60 minutes. So 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So now your equation should be 10 GTT over 1 ml times 500 ml over 2 hours times 1 hour over 60 minutes. So the mLs are going to cross out, and then the hour is going to cross out. That's going to leave you with the GTT and the minutes. So now you're going to cross multiply. So we'll start with the bottom. So 2 hours times 60 is going to equal 120, right? So then the 10 GTT up top times 500 divided by that 120 is going to give you 41.6. Keep in mind with GTT, you are with drop factor, you are rounding it to the nearest whole number. So then your answer would be 42. Perfect. So here we are, the GTT over 1 ml, 500 ml over 2 hours, 1 hours over 60 minutes. So this ml here, they're crossing out, they cancel out each other. And this hours here, they cancel out each other. So now you're left with the drop factor, the GTT per minute. So that's how you're going to have the 42. All right, number 3. A nurse is preparing to administer dextrose 5% in water, 250 ml IV to infuse over 4 hours. The drop factor of the manual IV is 60 GTT per ml. The nurse should set the manual IV infusion to deliver how many drops per minute? You're going to round to the nearest whole number. So take a second, look at the problem. For instance, the percentage, all of those are there to just as distraction, right? So think about what it is that you're looking for. You're looking at your drop factor, and then you're looking at what it is that you're administering. You're looking at your drop factor and what are you administering? I'm going to give you another minute to just go over it. So if your answer is 63, you are correct. So it was originally 62.5, but you are rounding your answer to the nearest whole number. So 62.5 would be incorrect. So your answer would be 63.